Thank you for joining me once again. This is my update regarding a massive missiles and drone strike that was launched on Ukrainian energy infrastructures by Russia late last night and the early hours of this morning, the 8th of November 2025. According to the flight maps that was published by the Ukrainian government themselves, Russia used a lot of drones and missiles of various kinds in that attack. The main cities that were attacked overnight were Kyiv, Poltava, and the river on the left, not on the right side of the Dnipro, and a lot of other cities and towns were also attacked. But the major attacks took place in Kyiv, Poltava, and the right side of the Dnipro. There were two waves of attacks by Russia, according to the maps that was published by the Ukrainian government. The first map showed Russia used ballistics and hypersonic missiles in striking Kyiv, Poltava, and the Dnipro region. The strike was targeting mainly the Ukrainian energy infrastructures and also Ukrainian air defense system. Don't forget, NATO currently provided or recently provided Ukraine with a new batch of Patriot air defense system. According to Donald Trump, he said NATO gave them to Ukraine, not the United States. So I believe that first wave of attack was used to destabilize the air defense systems and also the energy infrastructure, because without electricity, nothing operates or nothing works, right? After that attack, Russia launched the second attack just within half an hour of each other, and a wave of hundreds of Shahed drones and missiles were also used in that attack. Several territories in Ukraine were attacked in the second wave of attack that was launched by Russia. Those attacks focused again on the Ukrainian energy infrastructures. The energy minister of Ukraine had to make an urgent statement this morning. First thing in the morning, he said there is now a total blackout in about 70% of the Ukrainian cities and towns, with no hope of electricity returning till after winter, because they have to carry out major fixing, major repairs, and during winter it's pretty much impossible. That is what the Ukrainian energy minister claimed. Now, if he is telling the truth, I don't know. If he is trying to, use that opportunity to play the victim game, I do not know. But that is what the Ukrainian energy minister published this morning. Both the right side and the left side of the Dnipro is now without power after Russia destroyed the last surviving thermal power plant called the Prydoprovska thermal power plant. I'll leave that in the subtitle. I don't want to bite myself. Pavlograd was also attacked, the new logistic hub of Ukraine. There were several explosions caught on cameras in that region. Apparently, Russia destroyed the last surviving gas storage and energy facility in Pavlograd. There are no much update yet in regard to this attack Russia launched last night, because, like I said, it took place very early this morning, and the assessment on damages is still ongoing. I will return to you and update you once we find out more information, or once the Russian Ministry of Defense gives us more information regarding what was hit, what was destroyed, and what Russia was targeting. I will definitely come back and update you guys. Meanwhile, let's go to the battlefront. Things have gone from bad to worse for NATO and Ukraine. Russia captured 4 cities and 2 settlements just in 2 days A total of 7 villages and 4 settlements were captured just last week, gone, last week alone. But the media seems to be focusing all attention on Pokrovsk and Kupyansk, with other regions fast and rapidly falling. They are distracting everybody because things are looking worse in other regions. But if you think Pokrov's situation is worse, Pokrov is okay because Russia has pretty much captured Pokrov. But because Pokrov is a major city, a major town, one of the most fortified cities or towns by NATO, by the United States, by UK, by France in the last 6-7 months, that is why all focus is on Pokrov, and that is why Russia is fighting to shame the West, NATO, and the United States by taking over that city. As per the information that was published by Shuriak Map, 95% of Pokrov city is now fully under Russian control, and the only part that is controlled by Ukrainian forces is just the eastern part where they are currently hiding. I don't even know why they call it control. But again, if you have Ukrainian and NATO forces still in that little area, they call it controlled by them, right? Russia had started and continued the clearing operation of the remaining part of the city, and they are deleting these forces as they are clearing up because they refuse to surrender. Now, my suspicion is that these forces are NATO forces. That is why they are not surrendering. But I'll get to a point in a moment why Zelensky claimed he refused to allow those men surrender before it got too late. The Ukrainian forces continued to attempt to counterattack Russian forces in the blockade so that they can break the encirclement for the forces inside Kupyansk to either retreat or to escape the encirclement. But Russia continued to destroy them as they are attempting to break the formation. Now, something really interesting. A very interesting statement was made this morning, and it was made by 2 people. The first one is the Ukrainian army chief, and then Zelensky himself. The Ukrainian army general of staff said a certain decision had been made regarding Pokrov. This decision will be announced very shortly. And he said all announcement and decision on regarding Pokrov is going to be made by the military commander, nobody else. Now, personally, I suspect they are about to announce the fall of Pokrov, or they are probably going to water it down and say, oh, you know what, we are withdrawing from that region. But one of the 2 stories is going to happen soon. Mark my word. I strongly believe they are going to announce the fall of Pokrov. That is what I believe. Zelensky made his own counter statement against the general staff of Ukraine. Zelensky said Russia capturing Pokrov could be used by Vladimir Putin to pressure the West and United States for Ukrainian forces to withdraw completely and totally from the Dnipro region. Is that man okay? That's what he said. He said, now if it is announced or if they allow Russia to take Pokrov, Russia will use that as an opportunity to pressure United States to ask Ukraine to totally withdraw from the Dnipro region. He said, anyway, Ukraine is not going to allow that because Ukraine is going to capture the Dnipro region anyway. Zelensky also claimed if Russia finally takes Pokrov, it will delay the imposition of further sanctions on Russia that he had requested from the West. Is this man okay? You know what? I think they should send Zelensky to the front line. I think they should send the Ukrainian, what they call them, MP or parliamentarian to the front line, at least for like a week, to go and witness hell. Maybe that will make them come to their senses. This man, now this is the reason why Zelensky allowed hundreds, if not thousands of soldiers fall in Popkrov, just because he wants to prove a point. Just because he doesn't want the West to pressurize him to withdraw from Dnipro. Something that is going to happen anyway. It is already happening because Russia is taking it by force. So what is the point of allowing your soldiers to be destroyed? What is the point of allowing that region to be completely hammered, bombarded? Because you want to prove a point that, you know, you don't want your supporters to tell you to vacate the location. Wow. 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 The army chief and commanders are calling for a total withdrawal from the Dnipro region. But Zelensky is saying otherwise. He wants the forces to remain there and continue to get destroyed because he wants to prove a point to his big daddy, Donald Trump, or to his master in Europe. He doesn't want them to tell him or to pressurize him to vacate or to retreat or to remove his forces from DPR, Dnipro region. They should send him to the front line to go and experience death. Maybe then he will come to his senses. Kupyansk, on the other hand, according to the Syriac map, again, 55% of Kupyansk is fully under Russian control, and Russia had started declaring operation in Kupyansk. A lot of Ukrainian forces are also encircled in Kupyansk, and they continue to try to launch senseless counter-offensive. Yet, Zelensky still would not allow the forces to retreat because he wants to prove a point to his masters in Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this video, please make it make sense. Look out for the main update. If you enjoyed this update, or if you really want to see the full update in regard to what was destroyed, what was hit, give the video a like, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, and that will encourage me to come back here and give you the full update. Have a great day and God bless. If you have not yet subscribed, please, before you go, click that subscription button. Have a great day.